Welcome, everyone. This is Character Fight Night Recharged.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Character Fight Night Recharged, the show where your favorite fictional characters battle head-to-head in stipulation-style combat. My name is Josh, and joining me at the desk, as always, is Jim.
What's going on, everybody?
And Carson.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello to you, my friend.
Good. Yeah, we're all shaking hands right now.
Yeah.
Damn good to see you.
Carson, Josh, Oakley.
Yes, Oakley has returned.
Yeah.
Shake.
The CFN dog.
Shakes better than I do.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. Great to have you guys back. Great to have the listeners back for another great night of fight going on this evening. We have a doozy for you tonight. We have our first
Lumberjack match.
Lumberjack match and our first full female fight for this season. Which
I didn't know which direction you were going. I would have definitely led with the full female thing first instead.
but either way, first all around.
You don't see our patterns until they're laid out before us.
But yes, Jim is correct. It is a lumberjack match. Jim, kind of explain to people what a lumberjack match is in terms of the new CFN.
Yeah.
layout.
So, I mean, for any wrestling fans out there, you kind of know what a classic lumberjack match is, who we're kind of taking that same note from that same book and we just kind of modified the arena a little bit. We kind of sunk the edges down. And, the fighters have to stay within the confines of the raised part of the ring or the raised part of the arena. And on the outside, we have two groups defending either opponent. So basically, if one of the opponents gets thrown out, then they will have a set of people that are probably going to attack them and a set of people that are probably going to try to help them. In this case, it's probably going to be neither. So, and we will explain why the lumberjacks there are really just there for fun.
Yeah.
Mostly for our giggles.
I think most of them are scared to be there.
Scared or bored? It depends on which one, which side you're looking at.
A little bit of both for each. So very excited to get this fight underway. But before we do that, we can't start the fight without weighing in our competitors. For that to happen, we got to send it over to CFN's very own voice of the almighty, the one, the only, Mr. Metatron Wade Hunt, standing by to do the weigh-in. Let's do it.
Welcome, everyone, to the weigh-in for tonight's matchup. Now, stepping up to the scale, Princess Peach. Princess Peach weighing in at 132 pounds and standing at a height of 5'11".
So first we have Princess Peach, or Princess Toadstool, however you want to call her.
Or Princess Peach Toadstool.
Princess
She
Peach.
is now known as.
So it's funny you say that. Before I dive into the background, I actually want to touch on that. Because that was one of my notes that I put down, is that her name was always Princess Peach in the Japanese versions. But when the game came to the West, meaning us,
Yeah.
they felt that Peach didn't apply to the Mushroom Kingdom, so they changed it to Princess Toadstool.
Yeah, let's say for what it really is. That we were too stupid to understand Peach and the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Just
that
kidding.
To
To all of our
be fair,
Japanese
does
listeners.
it make sense?
No, it doesn't. But
No. But over the
neither
years,
does a giant turtle trying to kidnap a human
Yeah,
princess. For
Mario's
love.
name is Mario.
Yeah. Made canon by the movie. Yeah.
But over the years, they actually, I guess they got sick of it and they just combined the name. So her name is actually Princess Peach Toadstool, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Hyphenated.
Peach hyphen Toadstool.
Yeah, Mario. Yeah, it's Peach. It's Peach Toadstool Mario.
So Princess Peach Toadstool, 24-year-old princess from the Mushroom Kingdom. Yes, she's been 24 all of these years.
Yeah.
First appeared in Super Mario 1985, the OG Mario. That is
Your
when they
princess
first
is
saw
in
it.
another castle.
Yeah, which I think that was Rose. Rose?
Rosalina was
No, not Rosalina. It was not Princess Peach though.
at the time.
In the castle, that's like your princess is in another castle. Like it was obviously someone that looked like Peach, but it wasn't.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But it was still Peach who's Mario. Mario was.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm asking like I didn't know that.
One thing I wanted to cover. I'll try to keep it spoiler free because I know Carson hasn't seen the Mario movie yet.
Spoil away.
Name.
Well, I know our listeners are going to be like spoilers. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, turn it off. But all I'm going to say is that the movie, I'll try not to reference it as much because, like I said, I don't want to get into spoiler territory on accident. But she is more of a badass in the movie than she definitely has been in the games. Would you agree?
With the exception of Smash Bros, but yes, we don't count Smash Bros in this.
That's its own universe.
Yeah, exactly. We don't count Smash Bros here. Smash Bros doesn't mean anything. But yes,
Or
I
Super
totally
Mario
agree.
2,
but,
where she's like hovering around.
yeah, I mean, she is a playable character in Super Mario Bros 2. She's also a playable character in the newer Mario, like the new Super Mario Bros series and stuff like that on like the Switch, and
Odyssey?
things like that. No, like your
The one where
classic
she
side-scrolling ones.
Turns into a cat, right?
Yes, you can play it. One of them, she is actually a power-up for Toadette because Toadette is one of the playable characters, and so she is a power-up for Toadette.
Like, so that eats the mushroom and turns into Peach? Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
She eats a chunk of human flesh.
She eats a peach.
Transformed. Oh, okay, that's less gruesome. That's much nicer.
No, I like your idea.
But yeah, anyway, so bring it back around. You're right, Josh. She is definitely much more capable, and I think we can definitely talk about it because she is. You see it in a lot of the trailers and stuff like that. Like, she is definitely much more capable on her own. I mean, the fact that she does what she does in the movie really, really does bring her kind of into the, weirdly enough, in like the 21st century and like being a strong female role.
Well, never mind. We'll talk later. Like I said, I'm teetering on wanting to spill some stuff, but
Itachi.
interesting fact about the princess is she is ethnically known as a mushroom kingdomer. So she's not even a human, like ethnically.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting. Like in the movie, they say that she's a
she's a
human
human.
from Earth, and she got warfare or
Brooklyn.
whatever.
What?
And then
You said you weren't doing spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, look at her.
and then,
though.
yeah, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wears a dress. I quit.
I'm out of here.
Last thing I want to mention is that obviously she is historically kidnapped by Bowser and the mushroom.
She didn't like
Yeah,
that.
I know Oakley doesn't like that either.
I know. It's sad.
What? Kidnapped? No.
And the Mushroom Kingdom is famous for just being brutally attacked over and over and over again. In like
That's why I
every
think it's
game.
interesting. It's super interesting in like Super Mario Galaxy and stuff like that. The Toadstools are walking around with spears and stuff, which means what leads to like the fact that they have a military force that's just made up of cute little mushroom head like people. Like they even say it in the movie, just like I can't. I'm cute.
I mean, kind of like the last episode when Carson talked about how can you not be unintimidated by donkeys standing next to Shrek? It's like, how can you be intimidated by little mushroom
Mushrooms with
people?
spears, yeah. But like to like
But
the kind of.
it's like the Ewoks. The Ewoks are cute and they just
But
murder
Jesus,
everybody.
dude, yeah, like just drinking their like the the blood of the enemies out of their skull, like, and then they walk away going yup yup, like. But like that, bring that to the Toadstools here. That's actually going to be Peach's Lumberjacks for this episode. So
Yes.
yeah, so keep an eye out
Cute
for
little
the,
toad heads.
Yeah, the cute little toadettes.
But yeah, I
Going to be
think
on
that
the ringside.
Yep. So with that, giving you a little background on Peach, and we're going to transition back to Mr. Metatron. We're going to send it back over to him for the weigh-in of our next competitor.
And now, stepping up to the scale, Princess Bubblegum. Princess Bubblegum weighing in at weight unknown. standing at a height of 5'10".
All right. So next we got Princess Bubblegum. Who,
Also a princess, fun
yeah,
fact.
yep.
Oh,
It's in the title.
I think you guys will be here all night.
oh,
She's 827 years old.
young.
Yeah.
the ripe old age. The ripe young age, rather. Oof.
And she's the princess, not only the princess of the Candy Kingdom, but also its creator. So I don't know why she didn't strive for a higher title than princess, but she did create.
What's the higher title than that? King?
Yeah, I mean, God.
Oh, I guess queen. I guess
Goddess.
literally queen is like the next highest like thing
I
you
was
could do.
or more capable
Yeah, like-
citizens.
Deity.
Yeah.
But she created.
I guess I was proven wrong.
She created the kingdom and all of the subjects in it, including her own personal guard, the Banana Guard, who are fearsome warriors. And,
Fearsome is the word you use.
They also carry spears, right?
Fearsome, yeah.
I
And
think
they
they're
wear
like
armor
popsicle
too.
sticks or something.
And they wear armor.
Yeah.
Their peels are armor. They're little like banana people inside of them. So
Yeah,
that's great.
they can lose the peels, which I think is a strength.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that if they stripped off their peels and threw it on the ground, they could trip Princess Bull?
I didn't want to spoil it, but that's what I was going for. That was going to come up.
Hold on a second. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. I had like a huge revelation. Just
Oh my God, they're peeling off their own skin.
they're gonna get their money's worth tonight.
Bubblegum's, I think her age, is this what this means? Is that her age is kind of dependent on her appearance? Like she can sort of just appear to be any age.
Yeah.
Because she's 827,
Right.
but
She's
she's also 19.
reverted.
Yeah.
And at
So
one point
she-
was 13.
So
and-
she reverted back to like physically being 13.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I think she still maintains like the intelligence of like an 800-year-old person.
Right, but the maturity of a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
But
But it's weird because like when I was reading this stuff, it's like she reverted back to 13, and then in the later episodes she's 19.
yeah.
So she like decided to go back to 13 and then aged naturally.
Or the
like again.
Yeah. I think Pendleton Ward was like, I don't know, we got a lot of weirdos watching this show. I think
maybe 13's a little
she
problematic.
needs to be an adult. Scrap it.
At least 18. Let's go one more. 19.
just to make sure
But
we're
just
safe.
remember, 827.
I mean, since we're on the topic, we were talking about Naruto before the show. Like Tsunade, isn't that the same? thing?
Yeah,
Like,
well, all of anime has that exact problem. So,
Inherently, yeah.
that is fair. Yeah.
moving on. She was born from the mother gum, which is a giant hive mind of gum hanging from the ceiling of an abandoned building.
Which is interesting. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that was when I was reading
the
through.
lore,
Yeah.
the lore of Adventure Time is deep.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely. it
her
is.
brother is like a dragon.
Yeah.
Like all of her siblings were born from the same mother gum, and she has like a dragon brother.
I don't know. Yeah, you could say like Adventure Time is bizarre, but you're describing like the entire series.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Absolutely.
it still doesn't lack depth.
Right?
That's what's cool about it. Is like you're watching, you're like, oh, that's such a cool backstory.
And then he goes and makes bacon pancakes, making pancakes, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a kid show.
That's
That's
what
right.
plays in your head.
Should have been just as big a hit as Peaches.
Yeah, if not bigger, yeah.
And last little thing is that she is made of both candy and human DNA. So I think she brings the best of both worlds to the fight.
She's awesome.
And if you didn't know that candy had DNA,
Nice.
you're an idiot.
You just got to learn. But it's weird because like the video of her being born, she literally like the hive gum just kind of like poops her out. Like she just like it's like
Do you think it's like the video that they showed all the little candy kids when they're in like health
Yeah.
class? Is like
This is how your god was born.
it's like pooping is just a funny word that I use. It's not really accurate to what happened.
Yeah.
It's like pieces of gum that are just dripping off of the ceiling.
Yeah, she goops
just-
out
and
of
she
it.
like she like goops out of it, and then
Yeah.
her brother goops out with her, and he's like as long as
Yeah.
a snake, and he just kind of like slithers away.
They're
It's,
born like
What a
orcs,
weird-
urukai,
Yeah.
it's really
from the earth.
What a strange.
it's like if you're not doing anything tonight, just go go to YouTube and type in like
If you've
bubblegum
never
birth.
watched Adventure Time, watch Adventure Time.
That's probably the recommendation I would do is just to watch Adventure Time. Don't go look up bubblegum birth. Like that's like such
Yeah,
a
because then it's gonna have so much more impact when you get to that episode.
You might-
or you might get some really
Yeah, I
weird
was like,
stuff.
you might want to specify Princess Bubblegum Birth.
Well,
It's
I don't know.
weird stuff.
I would probably do even further than I do Adventure Time Princess Bubblegum Birth. Like I'd be
Cartoon
scared to
Network,
Google-
Adventure Time, Princess
Yeah,
Bubblegum
dude, just
Birth,
to cover
safe
all of
for
your
work.
bases. Yeah, just to cover all of your bases, dude. The internet is a strange place.
Safe for work does nothing.
Yeah.
Did you mean not safe for work?
Yeah, I was like, safe for work is included in not safe for work. Oh, that's what you mean. So, a little background on Princess Bubblegum, whose real name is Bonnabelle.
Also
Interesting.
known as Peebles, PB. She's got a few nicknames that she's called quite often, especially like by Finn. So I thought that was kind of a little P-Bubs.
Also Princess.
Princess, but that's
Yeah, put some respect on
it's not
her
as
name.
cool. It's not as cool as Peebles though.
I think PB is probably the go-to though.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
By Finn and Jake.
So now that we have covered the weigh-ins with a little background of the characters, we are going to move right into tonight's commercial break. We'll be right back.
Looking for a fun trip for the whole family? Come on down to the Mushroom Kingdom. Hungry? Try some fresh shrooms. Looking for adventure? Stay for Bowser's Invasion. Careful of the Koopas. The Mushroom Kingdom has everything you'd want. Book a trip now.
So now that Mr. Metatron has made his way down to the ring, he is standing by to introduce tonight's fights. So let's not waste any more time and get right to it.
The following contest is a Lumberjack match. Introducing first, from the Super Mario Brothers universe, she is the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, Princess Peach Toadstool. And her opponent, from the land of Ooh, in the Adventure Time universe, she is ruler of the Candy Kingdom, Princess Bonnabelle Bubblegum.
Welcome everyone to round one, where we dive into a little bit deeper dive on one of our characters. And we're going to kick this off with the princess.
Which one?
Don't keep us in suspense.
Oh yeah, there's two. Princess Peach Toadstool.
Princess Peach Toadstool Mario.
Mario. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep adding names. Luigi.
So would it be? Yeah. Oh,
Scandalous.
I trusted you.
brother.
So we covered that it was a lumberjack match. So I'm just going to go ahead. We can talk about it a little bit more during the match, but I don't think we need to. I think her toads are going to be a non-factor.
Same with both the banana, like
Yeah.
them and the banana guards too. Which
But some of her strengths, I don't see her as a big fighter, like 1v1 fighter. And I think that might be a drawback. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong in the fight. We'll find out in the fight. But one of her big strengths is that she's a healer. So if she was on like a team with someone and they were getting beat up, she could run over there and heal them. I don't know how well that's going to work for her to do it to herself. But she does have other things that she's able to do to get the upper hand or to get the victory tonight. One of those being, I didn't realize this was touchscreen.
Is it easier for you? It looks like
Well,
it's a lot easier.
I went to wipe something off and I scrolled up. And I was like, oh.
He's like, ah,
Surprise!
I was like, what? I forgot these things existed.
I broke it.
She has levitation, which we've seen in like we talked about Super Mario 2. It's temporary levitation.
Yeah.
But it's
Like Darkseid's levitation.
She's
it's
kind
like
of
it's like
menacing.
momentary
Yeah,
floating.
she falls slower than normal. Like than a normal
That's a
way.
pretty good power.
Her dress picks up the air and she hangs in the air for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, she hovers. She like
So
kind of
it's-
like, yeah, it's
It's a very temporary thing. But if you have like, you know, Princess Bubblegum like doing a spear attack or something, and she jumps up and hovers there, it's enough to get
But
her out
hear
of the way.
me out though. Do you really think that she's gonna be here in the dress? I don't think so. I think with the current Peach that we see in the mainstream now, with all of her various outfits, she doesn't just wear the dress anymore.
I agree.
She does a lot. You know, we see her do a lot of sports, so she's really adept at like, you know, she's really agile, really adept at like sporting events and stuff
Maybe
like
she
that.
could still do the same thing with like a tennis skirt or
Well,
a skirt.
So
Yeah, so I think that inherent ability to hover is kind of an ability of her own, and I don't know if it's like less the dress necessarily.
it might not be.
but I mean, for the sake of this,
I was gonna say I can see her in a tearaway dress. Right?
like a tearaway dress, dude, that would be dope. She's just like
With a racing
she's like,
outfit underneath.
"Oh." Yeah, she's like, oh, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and then she's just like,
Yes,
yeah, and like,
exactly.
let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Playing the damsel in distress, letting
Damsel in distress.
In this dress,
Not anymore.
Referring back to the to the Shrek thing, there was a specific scene in one of the Shrek movies where Snow White was singing and bringing all her animals in, and then it goes right into the and all the animals start to like go. Dude, it was such a funny scene, dude, and it's exactly how I imagine this.
I was
with
like, how did
Princess Peach in the dress.
that parallel to a tearaway dress?
Because it's exactly that, where she's just like da 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 da, and and she gets like intense.
Yeah,
I don't know how
like-
to describe it.
Using your expectations against you.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
But I can definitely see her playing that damsel in distress card.
I'm sorry, I can't.
All I hear is
cannot hear
distress.
with I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
I know. We're
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
A serious conversation about two video game, two cartoon characters
Well,
fighting
yeah.
in a lumberjack match. But I can see her pulling that card and kind of pulling back the curtain and catching Princess Bubblegum off guard.
Yeah.
Like I could see that being one of her things. I also don't want to disregard that she makes up what she lacks in strength with her manipulation abilities. She's got everything from like being able to put them to sleep, being able to weaken them, being able to
Okay.
charm them. She can mute them, disabling their powers. So while she may not be able to like throw the, like you talked about with Darkseid and Thanos, like who can punch the hardest, it might not be that for this. It's who can get the upper hand, who can outsmart the opponent, because they both are very intelligent characters.
I mean, you have to be inherently to be able to rule a kingdom, no matter what your subjects are. Like, like no matter the intelligent level of
you
your
lost
subjects, but like,
every toad that listens to this show.
and
like, screw
and
that guy.
candy like, and all the candy people, and the banana guards aren't anywhere listening, so they were off doing something else anyways. But like in order to be, and we see it in I'm really hoping that the current Peach from the Mario Bros
Kinda
is going to
sticks around.
become a
Yeah.
canon, because I would really like to explore that a little bit more, as we see really how tactful she can be, and how she really shows her true colors as like a leader and a what's the word I'm looking for, like an adept leader, like someone who can really handle the stuff that she needs to physically, mentally,
I just want to add, I don't want to get political or anything like that, but I also felt that it didn't feel forced. Like some of these things they put in there feels a little like pandering or forceful, just like throwing it in there because they can, or because this felt natural, where she was like, my kingdom needs me, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna defend it.
I think
rips off her dress.
Jumps in her Mario Kart. Jumps in her Mario Kart and starts throwing turtle shells.
That's all too real, dude. But I don't know. I love Princess Peach. Don't get me wrong. Like obviously, like I grew up playing the Mario games. Like I've heavily played a lot of them. Like going and seeing the movie and stuff like that. I still think she has a lot of faults here, and I think some of them are going to be things like lack of combat experience. And we're talking as a whole. We're not talking just a Princess Peach from the Mario movie.
Yes.
Unfortunately, if we could just do Princess Peach from the Mario movie, I think that would be like amazing because she is a lot different type of a Peach. But in general, we haven't really seen too much from her. Like, even she in Mario 2 or Doki Doki Panic, like she.
I was gonna say that was just a reskin of another game.
Exactly. So it was like they
count
just
as,
needed a character for the game, but obviously, they made her, like with the ability to that's where you get the hover ability from, But that game was so iconic into the Mario world that it set a lot of stuff that we know now. That was the beginning of it. Like that's where we first see Birdo. That's where the Shy Guys came from. That's different things like that. That's where, like, we were talking about Peach's hover ability, but we still don't really see like too much other than her ability to like jump on the head of something and hover.
Yeah, I think if we just used the movie Peach, we'd have a totally different fight on our hands. Mm-hmm. But I do agree. I think her lack of experience is going to be a big setback and a big hurdle that she's going to have to overcome pretty quick if she's going to want to get the win tonight.
Yeah, she's got a heart though. She's got the heart for sure.
Ricardio.
She's got the Ricardio for sure. With all the sports and stuff. That's why I was talking about like some of the agile stuff. But anyways, the Ricardio. I hate you guys.
Jim just had a revelation tonight.
Yes, I did.
Sorry, they need context.
Yeah, sorry. I can't just do jokes that started before
we
recording.
can do it. I never put it together. I'm a very oblivious person when it comes to a lot of things. I never put it together that Ricardio, the heart guy from Adventure Time, is literally a play on words with the word cardio, and I never put it together.
It's okay. I've had moments like that too.
It's a very subtle joke.
I don't
Is it
remember
though?
them like
Is
them.
it subtle?
No.
I don't feel like that's subtle.
No.
Yeah, I was like, that's not subtle.
It's like pretty in your face.
Pretty in your heart.
Yeah. You got anything to add on Peach?
Not so much on Peach. I'll cop to not being a huge Peach knower, but
You're not a Peach stan like
yeah,
us?
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm a bubblegum stan. So I'm kind of learning along with the audience, but I'll have more to say on bubblegum.
All right.
I don't think there's really too much to say on Peach that, we've already said. I think we can get a lot more into her into like actual combat. Perfect. See? Perfect timing.
So round 1 has come to an end. We have covered Princess Peach, a little bit deeper dive on her. So now we're going to switch this. Wow.
What's this?
We're going to move over to...
Just abandon you.
Just go around it, yeah. We're going to move over to round 2. We're going to dive into contestant number 2.
The princess.
The princess.
The princess. The
Oh
singular
my God,
princess.
which one?
Don't keep us in suspense.
It's bubblegum, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's got a lot of she's bringing a lot to this fight.
Absolutely.
She is a brilliant scientist, one of the stronger minds of the land of Ooh, honestly. Like,
Which there are a lot of.
yeah. I mean, she does like conferences and stuff with other scientists, and she's
Yeah.
always very highly regarded among scientific circles.
I mean, when you're 800 and some odd years old,
yeah,
you
you're
would
gonna
hope
pick
so.
up some science.
It does seem like everybody knows PP, though. Like,
Uh-huh.
anybody you come across.
What do you on a personal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if they call her PB, then yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's just weird that like to hear you be like you're just so casually her friend. Like, yeah, Peoples is.
It seems like everybody knows Her Highness Princess Bubblegum of the Candy Kingdom.
You should keep putting the respect on her name like you just did. So I appreciate
I
that.
feel like I put enough.
She ain't hyphenating.
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, she's not Princess Bubblegum hyphen the human like.
Or hyphen the vampire queen.
Yeah.
I was going to say, she don't need no man.
You're right. I was thinking like season, like
Yeah,
early
yeah.
season, like 1 and stuff like that.
All right. She's a skilled hand-to-hand combat and tactician. She also has
I think that's
healing
going to be
abilities.
huge here for her.
Yeah.
I just watched the video on the way over here of her shooting jelly beans out of her hand, which I thought was really cool.
Yes. So that's, she is an elemental, which in the Adventure Time universe, the elements are like fire, ice, slime, and bubblegum. And candy. And
you know, the normal elements.
The elements. Avatar.
Yeah.
Master of all four.
Man, I really hope.
What a different opening scene that would be. It's just
I just saw the
fire.
trailer for Disney Pixar's Elementals, which is the new movie coming out.
Yeah.
And I really hope they have those elements.
Yeah.
Just
Like the
candy
opening scene of
guy walk
Avatar
up.
is just like, it's like earth, fire, slime, bubblegum.
So yeah,
The master of all
These
four
are
elements.
the 4 elements.
only the rainicorn.
Yeah,
Master of all-
only the rainicorn. It was until the Bubblegum Nation attacked.
So yeah, she is an elemental of candy, which means that she has candy powers, including shooting jelly beans out of her palm.
That could have gone a totally different way.
That was almost a really great.
Get that clean. Let's get that clean. Let's get it, everyone.
It's okay. She's 19.
That doesn't sound like it would be a huge advantage, but there's the clip that I'm thinking of is when like there's a tower that's falling down in her city, and she uses like a typhoon of jelly beans coming out of her palm to lift the tower back into place. So it's not nothing.
Was she pretty drained after that?
She was just learning to use her elemental powers in that. Until then, she had only been able to get like a steady stream of like.
It was like,
Just
I
just
saw
like a
the one
pea shooter
scene
of,
where
like-
she was asking the slime queen or whatever?
Yeah.
If
Slime
she wanted
princess.
sugar and she's like shooting the
Yeah.
jelly beans all over the room.
She could use the jelly beans to pass the sugar.
And it's a slime princess.
Slime.
Yeah,
And actually, she's the slime elemental.
yeah.
One of the main elements.
Remember,
is slime.
there is no king and queens here in this
Wait.
world. There is. Oh, actually, just kidding. There is a king because there's the Ice King. But there's like it's weird because it's like
What, he rules over penguins?
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they ruled him mostly, but anyways, it's like the royalty is weird in Adventure Time because there's like kings, princesses, and like earls are like you know,
like the lemon grab guy.
Earl Lemon Grab, yeah.
Who's, I think, somehow her uncle or something.
Who was like the acorn too? Like there was like the like
was, like-
Princess Bubblegum hates, dude. She hates him.
Who?
The acorn dude. I can't remember.
Oh,
who he
I was like, I
I'm
know-
gonna look him up right now.
I saw a scene where she like created a family and it was like Gumbolt or something. And he's like Uncle Gumbolt and he becomes king of like the.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not
bubblegum
sure. Yeah, the
kingdom
royal.
or whatever, yeah.
Well, we talk about her coming from the mother gum.
Mm.
So if there are others that come from,
Yeah.
I know her dragon brother does, but
I mean,
I don't know.
just
The
know-
lore. The lore is nuts. It's so crazy. I think Adventure Time's lore is somehow weirder than Mario's lore. And that's
by
saying
far.
something. That's
By
saying
far.
something.
It will now not be outdone.
I also wanted to mention this. I'm not 100% sure. I think probably a good advantage is that if you're made of bubble gum, right? Like you're pretty tough.
You can absorb hits, I
Yeah,
imagine.
right. And her hair at least is, but I think her whole her
she was
candy
born
half.
from like the mother.
Yeah.
gum.
So, I mean, it's pretty hard to land a hit on gum. Or if you do, does it even hurt it? I don't know.
We'll
And
find
then
out.
The last thing that we had here was just if Bubblegum doesn't win this fight somehow, you can be damn sure that her vampire girlfriend will avenge her. So even in victory, it's a hollow victory.
Marceline, the vampire queen.
Real quick, do we also go over weaknesses? I forget.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about a couple of weaknesses that I found. One of them is that she tends to let the power go to her head, which we always talk about ego being a big thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big weakness for our first fight against Thanos' Darkseid. So if, I don't think she's on that level of egotistical.
No, but
But-
when you're that old and are like a god to your people, it's going to go to your head.
One other weakness that I found that wouldn't apply to this match, but it's an interesting weakness, is that apparently she has a weakness to the Lich's Well of Power. She was dropped into the Well of
everybody have
Power.
like a weakness to a lich though?
She was dropped into the Well of
Not
Power
me.
and turned into a pile of pink brown candy goo. Yum. Wait, was that weird?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit. No, I'm just kidding. The Duke of Nuts. Sorry, I haven't said. Sorry, that was so out of
The
context.
whole time.
It started from so far away from the microphone. You're like, the Duke of Nuts.
It was just so out of context. We got quiet. I just come in with the Duke of Nuts, like with no context. That's who Princess Bubblegum really hates, by the way. She hates him. But anyways, like again, going back to like the Duke is the royalty thing. I missed all of the conversation you guys had, so we're gonna have to redo that so I can get part of that. No, just kidding. But yes, anyway, so it's like King, Princess, Earl, Duke are like the only like role. But anyways, whatever. Yeah, weaknesses.
One last note for Princess Bubblegum is, I don't know how we didn't bring this up, but she is absolutely insane. She is so smart that she is out of her mind.
800.
Right, but
And 27.
But you think about like
27 years.
but like her
yeah.
insanity and stuff. There's also limits to the match, right? Like you can't murder in CFN. And not saying she's going to murder, but
Yeah.
if her insanity can take over in a very unlikely situation, there is the other side of that where she could do too much instead of doing not enough. Yep,
Yeah, I was just trying to think of like
a scenario where that happened.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, oh man, dude, it's
Look, I'm looking for weaknesses.
It's tough. I know, dude. It's tough because I feel like in the scope of a match like this, and obviously we'll get way more into it when we start talking like the versus comparison, is Princess Bubblegum just has so much that she's bringing to the table just on her hand-to-hand combat ability and her tactful mind, like alone. Because she is very much a doer when it comes to like how she rules her kingdom and stuff like that. And she doesn't rule.
She's a real Thanos.
Yeah, without all the problematic, killing half of the candy kingdom and stuff like that.
She's pretty callous with her subjects.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at them though. I mean, wouldn't you be frustrated with that banana guard? Like,
Yeah, they all do fear. There's an episode where they like really do fear her.
yeah. Oh damn! Just in time.
Darn
yeah.
it. Darn it. I hate scheduling that bell to go off at that time.
Somebody needs to fire the bell guy. Yeah, that was perfect.
Bell guy didn't like that.
Is he also the drum guy?
Yeah, right. He's just like sitting over there with like a
Budget
flurry
cuts.
of stuff, like
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
Just
could
waiting.
hit a bell with like a drumstick.
and then just immediately move over to do like the rim shot.
Seems like a lot for one person.
He can do it though.
We pay him well.
Yeah.
And by well, I mean we feed him pizza. And we give him pizza parties.
Man, I don't even get that.
Pizza parties. What does he work for? Target?
Ooh.
Target burn.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for round 2, which is going to take us right into our main event tonight, which is the actual fight. Now that we've talked about the characters, we're going to put them in the arena and we're going to talk about, just some of the scenarios we see playing out. And then after that, we'll make our final decisions. And
Declare a winner.
yes. So with that being said, Mr. Bell Guy, will you please bring us into the fight?
Sure. Don't give him a personality.
Wow, we had Eddie.
Eddie was different.
Eddie the editor. No,
Yeah, we had Eddie the editor.
a perfect name
that was
for
our
an
listless editor.
It was so lazy. It's like, what do we call it?
But it was
Eddie.
perfect because it was such a normal name that like it could be like construed as like somebody who
Edward,
actually
yeah.
does
His
Edward.
last name is Idor.
It's
Eddie
Edward.
Idor.
It's Edward Idor.
Please call me Ed.
Yeah, he just goes by Ed. But ironically, he goes by Ed. Yeah.
His parents hated him.
Yeah, right. Is there an Ed? An Ed Idor?
Order for Ed in I hate where this is going, but I love it. So welcome everybody to the fight of the night. We are talking Princess Peach and Princess Bubblegum, and we're going to kick this off right now. Jim, I think that Bubblegum is going to come out with the upper hand.
Absolutely,
For sure.
she is.
Yeah.
This was tough to kind of talk about. They're in their separate parts of it, but Peach is at such a massive disadvantage here.
Yeah.
Absolutely, she is. I was looking up stuff for Princess Bubblegum and stuff, and I was just like, oh, this might be a wash.
Yeah, I think we said it because it was like we were trying to figure out two like princess characters to go up against each other. And we're like, oh, this is perfect. Peach and
Like
Bubblegum.
two strong female princess
they're both
characters.
strong.
And
They're both cool. They're both fun. And then it's like we start like researching. We're like,
we landed on Princess Peach. This is to kind of pull back the curtain. I think we landed on Princess Peach because you had just seen the Super Mario movie at the time, and you're like, dude, she's such a badass. Like she would be perfect. And we're like, let's do Princess versus Princess. Like, oh, Princess Bubblegum, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. You know. This is the reality of CFN though. Sometimes things like this are going to happen, but I don't think that Princess Peach is just going to lay down. No, I'm going to keep. I got to prove my point. Yeah,
gavel.
Yeah, I got to prove my point. It's quite enough.
I have a question though.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of on the opposite side. You guys are saying that this is potentially a wash. I disagree, and I will get into that in a second. But I want to know why you guys think this is a wash. Like you don't have to go into like a thing, but just like a couple sentences.
Yeah.
Like I'm curious to know where you stand before I climb that hill.
I think Bubblegum has like just the elemental powers alone are like pretty insane. And I mean maybe it is just because like I guess creating people and like a kingdom out of nothing isn't necessarily good like fighting ability, but it does show incredible power that she is like creating a society of creatures that she created. And, like it's very godlike in a lot of ways, and that doesn't necessarily
that may
equate to
give
fight.
her like a complex too, though.
Yeah.
Which we
But that's
kind
what
of
I'm saying. We were
talked
talking
about.
about the ego.
Yeah. So, but like, I think for me, and this is kind of where I think you and I differ a little bit, Carson, is that I think that just pure combat alone, just her hand-to-hand, combat ability, her ability to fight. I mean, we joked about Ricardio earlier, but that was a whole big thing. Is Ricardio the hard guy? It was like a fighter, and then she was able to, like, everywhere you look on her hand-to-hand stuff, it's referenced that she beat Ricardio the hard guy, which was a huge feat. So it's like, she's got combat prowess like crazy in comparison.
So I want to start this by saying I'm not choosing Peach. I just want to give Peach the time of day.
Of course,
Oh,
yeah. I
absolutely,
don't
and
mean
that's why
to
I
disregard
said-
it immediately.
No,
Right,
and that's why. And I
And
think,
I'm not saying you guys
a
are
wash.
choosing Bubblegum. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I guess I want to be the guy to give Peach kind of the start.
I
to
think
this.
I think saying that this would be a wash was a bad way to put it, because Peach is not going to go down without a fight. Absolutely not, especially with her like current iteration of like that we saw in the Super Mario Bros. Movie and stuff like that. She can hold her own.
I'm gonna talk about a few powers that she has, and you can stop me if they're in like Smash Bros or something like that, because we try to stay away from like that. It's like its own.
Yeah.
Smash Bros can fight other Smash Bros, but that's about it, because we know it's a little OP. But there's she's able to create tornadoes from her joy. She's able to fly. It enables her to fly. She's able to revive fallen allies. So, like I said, her healing abilities and stuff. I liken it to like the Undertaker going down and then just kind of sitting back up.
Sits back up. Just pretends she sits back up.
Probably not as threatening as
She
the
like has
Undertaker,
Undertaker.
but
She has like the Undertaker makeup
facial
on.
expression.
Yeah.
comes out of a coffin and everything.
Paul Bear is like, whoa!
Fire just shooting around the arena. She has a bubble that she can encase herself in. That is a protective bubble.
That's pretty
So
cool.
you talk about
She comes down in a bubble, dog.
You're telling me that I'm wrong?
well, you talk about Princess Bubblegum's jelly bean attack and
Yeah.
stuff. It would easily bounce off a bubble.
Yeah, that
you know?
actually does. I didn't realize that.
I'm trying to figure out where a lot of that stuff is from. That's my biggest concern. Is that's not common. Like,
It's not, but if you just go by, I typed in peach bubble tea. That's not what I wanted.
Peach bubble.
Order of 3.
yeah, please.
Order for Ed Itter.
That also is not a like the first search results that you see. I'm seeing like orange juice Anyways, yes, but I'm that's my biggest thing is like, that all might be well and good, but I don't know where exactly a lot of that stuff comes from.
Oh, Smash Bros. Some of it is Smash Bros.
That's what I'm gonna say is like that they gave her a lot of, obviously, in order for her to be able to be in Smash Bros and stuff, they had to give her a lot of abilities and stuff that she doesn't typically have like in the normal games. I think in this case, so I'm going to suggest something that this may kind of help her case a little bit. What if her toadstools threw in some power-ups into the ring? Remember, this is a lumberjack match,
I could
boys.
see that happening. I could see that
She could
happening.
eat one of the
toadstools and get really big.
get
She just
giant.
cannibalizes her.
Wow.
No.
She's like,
No. Here's
"Subject
what I
to
think.
me."
She doesn't turn into anything. She just eats a toadstool.
And shrimps balls.
And then suddenly Princess Bubblegum's like, oh no. Like,
Oh,
No.
you eat people?
Oh,
no. I
I'm
mean,
out.
she is dating a vampire, so
Yeah.
it might not be much of a shock.
But so no, okay. So like, let's kind of throw this in there. Like, let's see
That
if we
is a
can.
good point because sometimes we do tend to forget about the stipulation just because some of them are silly. But this one is
we did kind of pick this one in the case of it being silly, but kind of seeing at how much of a disadvantage Peach is at right now. Let's make it a little bit interesting. Let's make her toadstools be on the heel side a little bit.
You're
They're going to throw in.
allowed to eat your subjects.
Yeah. Princess
gain their power.
Princess
So, I mean-
Peach gets like, she grows big because she eats a mushroom, and Princess Bubblegum just levels out her potassium a little bit.
So I mean,
She throws peels underneath Princess Bubblegum's feet and she slips.
So if we're talking about Princess Peach power-ups, you obviously have like the fireballs.
I was thinking the fire flower specifically.
The fire
That's
flower.
actually perfect because I don't think that Princess Peach in this case would need too much more. A lot of the other ones can get really overpowered, so I don't want to go too much into some of the other, maybe like the cat
Literal invincibility.
Yeah,
I was thinking
exactly. Like the
I was thinking
Tanuki.
but I was thinking like that, and then the double peach that allows her to clone herself, right? So I mean, I don't think that's overpowered. I think that's just tactical.
Yeah.
If you're gonna-
but that would also lend to her toads being able to think that way as well too. You know what I mean? Whereas I think you're going to see some more common items like the fire flower, or like, maybe the cat suit, or, like something like that I think is going to help her in this case. More specifically the fire flower. I think if we introduce a fire flower here, this kind of gives Peach a fighting chance, but nothing that's going to completely take Princess Bubblegum blindsided and overpower her, because Princess Bubblegum has dealt with fire. I mean, that's one of the elements in Ooh.
Yeah.
You have the Flame Princess.
That's ridiculous.
And stuff like that.
A fire elemental.
I know,
Doesn't
Jesus
even make
Christ,
sense.
dude. Yeah, it's nowhere near on the level of Bubblegum or Ooh, so or Slime rather. But yeah, stuff like that I think would be fascinating, and then the banana guard would just be bumbling.
Fire I think would be a big advantage against Candy too. Like
just melt her.
Yeah, what wins in a fight? Fire or jelly beans?
I mean, depending on what the jelly beans are made out of. I guess they're made out of candy,
Jelly.
huh?
Yeah.
I mean, just trying to turn the tide on bubble gum.
Yeah.
Like, oh well. But I mean, again, I don't want to make, I don't want to give Peach a fighting chance and then make her too powerful.
Exactly, which is why I'm not trying to suggest here that
Yeah.
like every power up gets thrown in the ring. I think if we pick a power up to get thrown in the ring, I think it would be the fire flower.
Yeah.
I agree. I also think that
This is also our world. We can do whatever we want
Well,
here. Like this is
that's what I was gonna say. Like, so we joke about the toadstools and stuff being kind of a wash, like they're not gonna do anything. But that doesn't mean that she can't use her toadstools and just like chunk them at bubblegum or something as a distraction or whatnot.
no, because that is a Smash Bros move.
Oh my god.
I'm actually dead serious on this one. One of the things that she has, like, as her block is she pulls out a toadstool and she like puts it out in front of her and like wiggles around.
So
and,
I mean that makes perfect sense. She doesn't really care about her.
she doesn't care about the toadstools.
Yeah,
and the
she doesn't
banana
care
guard.
about the well-being of her
And the
kingdom.
banana guard are too stupid to do anything. So,
Yeah. But I mean, I think that Peach needs her toadstools in the
Yeah.
way that Bubblegum does not need her banana guards and
I
stuff,
agree.
right?
I agree. Actually, on pretty.
I
heavily
think
on that,
she can handle herself, whereas Toadstool's going to need some kind of backup or something. Or
Yeah.
and who's to say Mario's not in the audience and he's like
Yeah.
throwing
Wahoo!
power ups?
Yeah.
He's shooting
got it,
fireballs
babe.
from out there.
Yeah, if Bubblegum wins, then she's gonna have to deal with a vengeful Mario.
Yeah.
So join us for our next match where it's Mario versus Marceline.
That might be pretty good, actually. We should write that down.
Mario's just in
The jaded
stands,
exes.
just cheering her on, just like, you got it, babe.
So I mean, yeah. So we talked about Peach a little bit. Do we want to talk about Bubblegum a little bit more? Because I know we.
One thing that it occurred to me, and I don't know, it's probably not relevant, but like, we have the banana guard, but the banana guard isn't like the main thing that she uses for protection. She has the gumball guardians.
Oh, that's right. The huge ones,
The
right?
giant gumball. I guess they probably wouldn't be in this, but
No, I think that would be really illegal.
I was like, wouldn't they
but she
just like
did-
quiz them?
But she did create them, and
Yeah.
they are powerful,
Yeah.
so that lends more credibility to her.
But I think that's a little bit different than like actual combat ability and her ego, because we haven't touched really too much on her ego yet. And I feel like somebody who is probably as main character-ish as Princess Bubblegum is, I think that may get to Princess Bubblegum, is that she is maybe not besting Princess Peach as well as she thought she might be.
I'm glad you brought that up because I actually saw something that talked about one of her. We were talking about how there's not a lot of like blatant weaknesses for Princess Bubblegum. Like it was really hard to find like just this is her weakness.
Yeah.
But one of the things that they talk about is how meticulous she is to all of her plans. Like she has to follow them to a T.
Yes.
Right?
She's
And
OCD.
She's OCD. So if she has a plan to defeat Peach and Peach is able to derail her plan,
Yeah.
that's going to send her into like this kind of like chaotic frenzy.
Yeah.
Either trying to get back on the plan or trying to think on the fly, which doesn't seem to be her strong suit. She
Yeah.
needs to map it out and have everything
Yeah.
played out. So I think we may have found her
weakness.
Psychological.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is that going to be enough for Peach to get in there? Because I mean, even in a chaotic frenzy, she still hits harder than Peach.
Oh, absolutely, she does. And she is a tactician too, because
Yeah.
I mean, the way that she rules over Ooh, and not necessarily rules over Ooh, but rules over the Candy Kingdom at the very least, is way different than Princess Peach's ruling style over the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff like that. And I think her coming in with her combat and her tactful mind and all that stuff is going to be, I think, enough to eke her by. And
Do you think they tried to eat the mushrooms?
no. What?
Like the mushrooms that grow in the kingdom, not the mushroom.
Oh, probably
people.
not. Do you go out and try to eat the trees?
No, but they're not mushrooms.
But some trees are edible.
They are, yeah.
See?
And so are some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you think
And
they
some also do some
try
other
them to
stuff.
see if they're like happy mushrooms?
Yeah, just that's why everyone in the freaking Mushroom Kingdom's so happy, dude. They're
Well, I
all
mean, they're
high
all-
on their
they're
own
all-
supply.
they're all
just
pacifists,
all
so it makes sense.
grabbing pieces of their hats and eating mushrooms and just.
I mean, they're all pacifists. It totally makes sense.
Did you know that the mushrooms are hats, like on the toadstools and stuff?
I
Like
thought
that?
they were their heads.
No,
I thought they
they're
were
the hats.
connected.
I've seen that meme, I think, where it's like
Yeah.
you can take off, like Toad can take off.
Well,
his
he's
head.
done it. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's done it. I can look it up afterwards and see.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I want to
But
see
I'm
a Toad
pretty
without
sure-
a hat.
I'm pretty sure he's done it in something before. Maybe I'm thinking, I'm thinking of like the weirdest show.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, which
I
if
don't-
you have never had an opportunity to go watch that show, I highly recommend it. But yeah, look at the little hairs.
That's where it's like half live action, half animated.
Yeah. Do
what-
the Mario.
All right.
Swing your arms from side to side. Everybody do the Mario.
Here's another to-do list for you listeners.
Don't.
Once you're done looking up Princess Bubblegum birth,
Careful. I was like, careful with what you say next.
go look up Toad with no hat.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just like,
Oh,
it's one of those,
God.
I think it's one of those weird like canon things, but
looks
like
looks
I know.
a gross baby or something.
Yeah.
have you ever? Did you ever watch the show The Oblongs on?
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
So
on Adult Swim? That's what
It totally
Oh my God, he's an
It totally
oblong.
does.
Why is he like he's flesh colored? Dude? That's disturbing.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
It's so weird, so strange.
Put your
Mario!
Put your hat back on.
Yeah.
So honestly, that's an advantage right there. They all take off their hats
Oh
at the
my
same
god,
time.
you are absolutely right. I would
Bubblegum's like,
not be able to
"Ugh."
focus.
Princess Bubblegum's just like, she's just like,
Banana guard, get them
she
off.
can't like, and then the banana guard
Her
takes
head's
off
gonna-
there.
Her head's gonna
everybody's
explode.
Oh my
stripping.
god. Just turns into a weird like strip match on the outside where the banana guards are taking off their banana
mean-
peels and the toads are taking off their hats.
Pretty par for the course for CFA.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, probably weird phrasing, but
Well, with that, I think we've
Yeah,
heard
please
enough
stop it now.
of the fight. And with that, that's going to take us into a little segment we like to call Final Judgment, where we make a decision.
final judgment.
That was too good. I had to do it. So this is Final Judgment. This is round 4 where we make our decisions and give a couple sentences as to why we picked these people to win.
Pick the winner.
Pick the winner. Yes. Thank you.
Pick the winner, or did we pick mushrooms?
Oh man.
You can cut that, honestly. That was bad.
Well, so listening back to the other couple episodes, I think we've always gone first. So I'm going to put Carson in the driver's
Oh,
seat
yeah.
tonight. And Carson, who do you think would win?
I'm gonna stick with my original thoughts, which is Princess Bubblegum. Even with the fire flower bonus, I mean, Bubblegum does have experience fighting fire people, and so it would be like it would even it out a little bit. But I think that she's been around long enough that she can avoid some fireballs. And yeah, I think that just the power of her jelly bean attacks, which is not something that I thought that I would say.
Yeah, I can't
think
believe we missed that.
the power of her jelly bean attacks, I think, just gives her the win.
I guess we can add jelly beans to Princess Peach's weaknesses.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, if you got
She's
pelted with a bunch of
diabetic.
jelly beans, like she's diabetic. I mean, when you live on a
Yeah.
diet purely made of mushrooms, I would imagine that like
and fire flowers.
And fire flowers.
which will
Jesus.
that'll
All right.
wreck your internal organs.
Yeah, I kind of saw that decision coming. But Jim, who do you side with?
Yeah, unfortunately, man, this was, after doing a little bit of research and everything, it got pretty clear to me early on that I think Princess Bubblegum was going to take this. Just for me, purely on experience. Princess Bubblegum has the fighting experience that Princess Peach does not. So even if Princess Peach can, like I said, if this was solely the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Princess Peach, this would be a different fight.
Yeah.
But this is not. This is collectively minus Smash Bros. Princess Peach. And we have to take that for kind of what it is, which means that lack of combat experience and lack of, obviously, I'm sure a ton of people out there are going to disagree with everything I'm saying, but I think purely on combat experience alone, Princess Bubblegum is going to take this one for me.
Okay. I guess I have to be the guy that agrees with you.
Totally
Ricardo.
agree. Just when I think you guys can't get any stupider, you go and totally redeem yourselves.
Dumb and Dumber.
It's been a long time.
Oh,
since I did
yeah,
that one.
Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, I totally agree. I do also agree with what you just said. If it was,
Not only do I agree, but I also agree.
let me agree to you before I agree to everybody else. If this was Princess Peach in any other iteration, Smash Bros. Or the
Mario
movie,
Bros. Yeah.
she would stand a fighting chance. However, I don't think the weird little toad people taking off their hats and revealing their 3 hairs
Yeah, they're
are gonna.
That'll haunt my dreams tonight.
No,
dude,
I
it's
know.
so beautiful.
But I also wanted to mention we didn't talk about Caliber of Enemies, and Carson touched on it. It's like Princess Bubblegum has fought elementals. She's fought
Yeah.
all kinds of
Liches.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
mentioned.
sure
Yeah.
dragons.
Dude, the land of Ooh is it's
All kinds of
such
stuff.
a wild place.
It's hazardous.
I
So
okay.
it
I have
plays
a,
into both
in a
things.
weird headcanon. Ooh is the apocalyptic like mushroom kingdom.
Oh, well, they always reference the Great Mushroom War. That's what end of the world.
Boom.
What do you guys think? Do you think
Holy cow.
there's a parallel there?
They both acid trips
Absolutely, they are. Especially
Look like they
if
have
you've
smiling
seen
trees.
especially if you've seen the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah.
The old animated series
Like the
one.
80s?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's one of my all-time
That's a-
favorite TV series.
I like
love
that,
that show. Anyways.
Bowser went nuclear.
No, it's
And-
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow. So we have just determined that Princess Peach and Princess Bubblegum live in the same
They are
universe.
canonically from the same universe.
Princess Peach is Princess Bubblegum's great grandmother.
Princess Peach gets turned into Princess Bubblegum because of the radiation fallout.
Peach is the mother gum.
Her genetic makeup is changed, and she becomes the mother gum, who then births. Wow, we just stumbled on such a wild
so
thing.
Princess Peach is Bubblegum's mom?
Yeah.
Pendleton, you have to tweet at us.
In our headcanon, yes. In our
Did we
own,
guess it?
In
Did we
our
get
own
it?
personal headcanon that no one else has ever come up with. That
Nintendo confirmed.
yeah,
We just went down this big, deep green pipe of theories.
yeah. What a weird note to end on.
But yeah, so that's going to do it for us. Congratulations to Princess Bubblegum for snatching the W tonight. She's going to go out and celebrate, I guess. Do whatever.
Party in the Candy Kingdom.
So that's going to do it for us here at the CFN Arena. We do want to hear what you have to say, though. So head on over to the CFN Fan Stand group on Facebook, where we will post a poll, and you can start your own discussion or join ours, where we talk about the fight and who would win. But you heard it here first. Princess Bubblegum taking the win.
Peoples.
We are going to get out of here. For Jim, Carson, Wade, and myself, of course, this has been CFN Recharged. We will see you next time. And remember, let your characters do the fighting for you. See ya.
Wahoo!
Want more fights? Follow us on social media, Instagram and Twitter @CharacterFight and Character Fight Night on Facebook. Use hashtag #FollowTheFight on all social media platforms. Want more action? Join the Character Fight Night Fan Stand Facebook group, where we post polls and have discussions on all fights.